Oh, hi there. My name is Jonathan, and I'm here with the customer success team at Goosechase. And today I'm going to walk you through how to create the missions for your Goosechase experience. So make sure you're logged into the studio, hop into your experience, and let's get started. Perfect. Once you arrive in the studio, you're going to want to make sure you're on the missions page for this walkthrough. In order to do that, select the Create header at the top of the page, and in the Missions tab on the left-hand side panel. Once you arrive, you'll see a blank canvas where you can start adding your missions. Missions are tasks that you want participants to complete in order to earn points. If you want to add a mission, you can either click this button at the bottom of the page, or click this drop-down button at the top of the page. Here, you'll see the three different mission options. We have camera missions, text missions, and GPS missions. You'll also see our AI mission generator, but we'll go through that in a different walkthrough video. To start off, we're going to go with camera missions. Camera missions are missions that require participants to submit either a photo or a video in order to complete the mission. You'll want to start off by giving your mission a name, and maybe adding an emoji to the title just to add a bit of flair to it. Next, you'll want to select your point value. This is how many points participants will earn when they complete your mission. And then you'll want to add your mission description. It's important to be as detailed as possible in this mission description so that participants know exactly what is expected of them when completing the mission. You also have an option to add an image or a link to your mission. These can be additional branding opportunities, or they can be used to help give clues to participants in order to complete your mission. For example, let's say you're running a campus scavenger hunt, and you want participants to take a photo on a specific spot on campus. You could add a Google Maps link to help direct them to that spot, or you could add an image that maybe gives them a visual clue of where to go and take that photo. Next, we'll take a look at the camera mission settings found at the top of the mission editor. Here, you can change the submission visibility. This will determine whether participants can see each other's submissions for this mission in the activity feed. If you have it to shown in feed, this means that participants will be able to see other participants' photos submitted for this mission in the activity feed within the app. If you have it set to hidden in feed, that means participants will not be able to see each other's submissions for this mission within the app. You can choose accepted submissions. So here you can determine whether you want them to be able to submit both photos and videos, photos only, or videos only for this mission. Finally, there's the submission sources. So you can have it set to live capture and library. This means that participants can either capture their photo and video through the app itself, or they can upload it into the mission from their device's video and camera library. Alternatively, you can make it live capture only. This way, participants can only submit photos by capturing it within the app itself. We also have availability settings, but we'll go through this in a different video as well. Once you have the settings how you like, click Add Mission. Now you'll see the mission in your mission list in the experience. Next up, we're going to go through how to create a text mission. Text missions are missions where participants will need to submit a text answer in order to complete the mission. You'll want to put a mission name again. You'll want to put the point value, which is how many points participants receive when they complete the text mission. You'll want to put the mission description. Again, you'll want to make this detailed, especially if you're going to be putting a limit on what kind of answers are accepted for this mission. So you want to be as specific as possible so participants can feel confident when answering this mission. Next up, we have the accepted responses field. This is where you can input the responses that you want to be accepted for this mission. Since the answer to this mission is Gosling, I've put in Gosling as an accepted response. I've also put in Goslings as the plural form as an accepted response. By doing this, it means that participants can either answer the question as Gosling or Goslings, and they'll get it correct. It's important that when you're entering these, you hit enter in between each option. Doing that means that participants can either enter Gosling or Goslings to get it correct. They don't need to enter both. If you don't click enter or you put a comma in between them, you'll get something like this. Doing this means that participants must answer Gosling, Goslings in order to get the question correct, and it might be a little bit more difficult for them to know that. This can still be valid if you want participants to list off multiple options in order to get an answer correct, but if there's just one answer but multiple variations of how the participant might enter it, you're going to want to hit enter in between each of those options. Underneath the accepted responses, you'll see an approximate responses accepted box. Having this checked off means that participants can enter the responses with slight misspellings or pluralizations and still get the answer correct, as long as it's close to one of the accepted responses. If it's wildly different or the system can't recognize it, it will not be accepted. If you uncheck this, it means that participants have to enter the answer exactly as it's entered as one of the accepted responses. Any misspellings or pluralizations will not be accepted. You can also not enter any accepted responses and leave this blank. This means that participants can enter any response that they'd like, as long as it's under the 300 character limit. This is good for open-ended questions where you don't want to have a specific restriction on the text answer that participants submit. Finally, like with camera missions, you'll have the option to either add an image or a link to the mission. As you can see here, I put a Wikipedia link to the Goose Wikipedia page to help them with the answer. And you can also go to the settings. For text missions, there's only one option. It's the visibility settings. So you can choose to either have it hidden in feed, where participants can't see each other's answers, or shown in feed, where participants can see each other's answers. For text missions, they always default to hidden in feed. Once you're done, hit add mission, and then we'll move on to GPS missions. Finally, we have GPS missions. GPS missions are missions where participants must check into a location using the location services on their device. You'll put in a mission name again, a point value for how many points participants will get by completing the mission, a mission description. This is a good spot to put in any directions or instructions that might help lead the participant to the location they're supposed to check into. And then you'll set a target location. Hit the set location button, and you can either put a pin on the map, or you can type in the location that you want participants to check into. Once you have that set, you'll want to set an accepted radius for this mission. We recommend radiuses that are on the larger side. This is because different devices are going to have different location settings, meaning some participant devices might be more accurate than others. So having a wider radius means that it's more likely that participants will be able to check in and not run into any issues with the location services on their device. Once you've done that, set the location. The mission will not show the participants a map of where they need to go, so this is another good spot to put in a link. Here I've linked a Google map to the location that they're supposed to go to. You can also put an image as well. Finally, we have the settings. Again, like text missions, there's only visibility settings, so you can choose whether participant submissions are hidden in feed or shown in feed. Once you've done that, add the mission, and there you go. Now, last but not least, you may have noticed this Browse Library option. This is your mission library. You can click here and access any previously made missions that you have under your account, as well as save missions that you have under your account. So you can add these quickly into your experience without having to rebuild them at all. So that's that on how to create your missions in your experience. Hopefully it's been helpful. If you have any more questions, feel free to reach us using the chat function in the bottom corner of the website, or by emailing us at hi@goosechase.com. And if you've made it this far in the video, you're probably wondering, when is he going to address the hat? Well,